This is Confessions of an SEO. Many of you know already that my initial purpose behind this podcast was to bring SEOs together with a better understanding of what we do and how to support each other, as well as to the businesses that we serve, to experience a more reasonable balance of power between the SEO and the business owner or stakeholder of the website. So, like I said, I am an optimist. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 30 of Confessions of an SEO. Wow, I just took a look at the calendar right before, and I noticed that next Tuesday, that is the day after Christmas, and that for Confessions is going to be the last show of 2023. Time really flies. So I thought maybe this week I'd catch you up on some things I'm doing, just in case you don't already have enough SEO in your life. Next month, I'll be on Old Lazar's podcast. It's a really great interview show. And all the ones I've listened to, what really stands out is she makes everyone feel at ease. And then they talk. So if you haven't heard her podcast, you can check it out. It's SEO Podcast by SEO's League, and I'll put a link in there in the description. I'm also working on the third annual Confessions of an SEO survey, which means come in about a week and a half, we're hitting year 4, starting in January. And I sort of like being the least SEO podcast on the planet. I like that the shows are short. It's technologically, it's not too onerous on my skills. I assume you like them because that way you don't have to make a commitment, right? We can just date. But I do want to know if Confessions may fill in a gap. Does it fulfill a need in our community to talk about the human side of the SEO? The side of what we do that drives us crazy, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to ask you to tell me, okay? Now, last week I shared with you about the virtual conference happening next month, January 18th to the 21st, to be more precise. And it's Agency Fast Track. It's being put on by Lisa Parziali. Now, I'm really excited about this because this is the first training I'm doing where my ideal audience is not an SEO. It's for web designers and perhaps web developers. Now, one of the ironies in our industry is that most businesses think that their website designer knows SEO. It kind of makes sense, because I know most businesses think that, their website, just because it exists, means that their SEO is covered because they have a website. And the way it's been explained to me, it's like they don't need yet another mouth to feed, so to speak, and hire an SEO when they have a web designer. I remember telling a prospect one time when they told me that's how they thought about SEO. That's how they saw I fit in, that I was, superfluous, that they already had a web designer, and that it was an unnecessary investment for her. And which is fine, right? You can't be everything to everybody. But I said, okay, I'm going to talk about something, and it's not going to be related to a website or your business, but I just want to illustrate how what you just shared, how it sounds to a search professional. And she was cool with it. So I thought it might be nice just to share it here. So here goes. I said it's like talking to a high-end nutritional expert because you want to swim in open water from Cuba to Key West. And what you're telling them when you say that is, I don't see why I need you. I can go to the store and the cashier will check me out. I just don't need what you do. And I think it's the part about swimming from Cuba to Key West that until I said it, in that way. It wasn't a business way, but it was something, so absurdly removed from business that it helped highlight the real issue. Then and only then did she get it that really SEO is about that part from swimming from Cuba to Key West. And additionally, I have a dear friend who hired a web company to redo their organization's website. And on the invoice, it was noted that they were going to install an SEO plugin. And by virtue of the fact that invoice had the word SEO in there, she assumed she was buying SEO every month so that her site would rank for things related to what they did. Well, they were not, and they did not provide SEO. But because it had the word on the invoice, to her, it was overwhelmingly clear as she was making her decision that they were going to be providing it. Now, that's a huge bias. That the people who benefit from our work as SEO, that's a huge sort of gap in their understanding, and they're making decisions without really having a full picture on it. And that's why, my friends, I am so excited by this opportunity to speak at this conference. And I'm trying to come up with a way, how SEO, except it doesn't burn on the way down, kind of thing. Because a lot of people don't like SEO, right? They don't like what it entails. They don't like just the whole thought of it. It just gives them the heebie-jeebies. Now, I bet you that if web designers knew just a little tiny bit more about some technical SEO requirements, they could probably use that as a marketing advantage. Who do you want to make your site? Someone who understands even just a little technical SEO, or one that doesn't see that as their concern, and who may at some point be thinking, well, by the time this customer knows that they have a problem, well, it's way past the time I'm involved. And besides, that's not design anyway. So that's their concern. Now, I can tell you which pool plastering company that I'd want to work with if I ever did another pool plaster again. I think it's one that would tell me the best part of the year to shed 10,000 gallons of water. and one that reminds me that leaves are going to be an issue if you're having your pool redone in the fall. The one who tells me those things that are tangential to their work, but oh so essential to my experience. Now, I think I speak for a lot of SEOs out there that would love their web designer and developers to understand just a teeny bit more on the technical side, because it's not the SEO that is harmed by the lack of awareness and knowledge. It's the client. It's the business. And, I want this to be a feel-good episode, right? Can you tell? What got me on this topic was something I read on Facebook. It was posted by a content writer who is really getting her teeth into SEO now. Not because she wants to do SEO, but because she's working in a situation where her understanding of it really provides better value to her clients and to other businesses. So it was one of those things that's a picture, but it's really a quote on Facebook, and it was from another writer. And it said, "Every good thing that happened in my writing career happened because someone, normally another writer, helped me." Going on to further say at the end, the idea was always that you help others and then they help others in their turn. So it's not a win or lose game. Now, SEO is definitely a win or lose game in the SERPs. But remember, this show is about the human side. And it got me to think about all the people who've helped me in my journey. taking a career from being a brick and mortar, providing a specific service in a specific industry, to being an SEO and being more involved in the mechanics, right, of what we do and helping businesses achieve their goals. Now, I played with the words a little bit, but I came up with this, and I couldn't help but find that as I stood back and looked at it, it was like, yeah, this works for SEO too. So allow me, I'm just going to substitute one of the words. Everything good that happened in my SEO career happened because someone, normally another SEO, helped me. They suggested me for something, put in a good word, and so on. The idea was always that you help others and they help others in their turn. It's not a win or lose game. And yeah, I think that is pretty damn accurate from a human standpoint. All right. Well, next week is our last episode in 2023. I will have the survey going, and I'd like to know what you think. And I'm trying to figure out if I can finagle something, in terms of offering a prize, maybe a drawing or something for people who fill out the survey. You might have to tell me who you are. It can't be anonymous in that way. But anyway, so remember the 3rd annual confession survey, we'll call it the holiday edition. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you to the supporters of Confessions. Thank you for being a listener. If there are any topics you'd like me to cover in 2024, let me know. Email confessions@americanwaymedia.com, or you can probably add it onto the survey. Now, if you like this type of SEO content and stories and aren't too shocked by some occasional Google bashing, please keep coming back. If you want to support this podcast, consider also you can donate. You can sign up for support at any of the podcast locations. There's just look for Confessions of an SEO sponsor, and you'll find a place where you can. There's 3 levels of membership, but also consider using my affiliate links for some SEO tools. I'll put those in the description. Well, until next week, happy holiday and a happy new year from me.